Viewers, welcome to the episode on important tourist destinations in Greece. Greece is one of the most popular destinations in the world. Greece has some of the well-known historical sites, natural beauties such as towering mountains, beautiful beaches, islands, etc. Greece has Mediterranean climate which attracts many Europeans. In this episode, we will be discussing on the history and development of tourism in Greece, especially after the economic crisis. For better understanding, this episode is divided into 5 parts, namely history of tourism in Greece, important destinations like Athens, Acropolis, Acropolis Museum, Hephaestus Temple, Sonion, Mykonos, important attractions like Santorini, Delphi, Meteora monasteries, Metro beaches, Samaria Gorge, Rhodes, destinations like Corfu Island, Samos Beach, Lindos Beach, Salonika Plaka, the Pantheonic Stadium, destinations like the National Gardens, the Cretan Open Air Museum, Mount Pantocrator, Kolonaki and Korinath Canal. Let us discuss about the history of tourism in Greece. Greece has been known all over the world of having a long tradition in tourism and hospitality, where travelers to the Greece were considered sacred in the ancient Greece. It was believed that the father of gods, Zeus, also became the god of hospitality to protect the travelers and inspire the Greeks to look after them with utmost care. Tourists who visited Greece had witnessed the glory of the ancient Greece and called Greece as a land of rich economic, religious and a place of intellectuals. Greece is spread on an archipelago of more than 2,500 islands located at the southeastern corner of Europe, out of which around 60 islands are inhabited and connects Africa and Asia. Tourism in Greece has grown since the World War II, and the administrations began to prepare many scientific documentations relating to the tourism in the country. The importance of tourism for the Greek economy became widely recognized by the governments after the recent economic recession, which was the most severe for the Greeks. Greece has suffered 6 consecutive years of economic recession since 2008 and lasted till 2013, which also led to much civil unrest among its citizens. After the economic recession, tourism again gained the pace, and many economists accept that tourism is a major contributor to the economy of the country. Important destinations in Greece like Athens, Acropolis, Acropolis Museum, Hephaestus Temple, Sonion, Mykonos. Athens. Athens is a city which has a history of more than 3,000 years. Athens is locally known as the cradle of Western civilization. Athens has a large city center, an urban district and metropolitan area, and hence it presents a confusing blend of historical and modern features. Places of tourist interest in Athens include the Mount Lycabettus, the Syntagma Square, the Olympian Temple, Erchatheum, ancient Agora, etc. Acropolis. The Acropolis is considered as the symbol of Athens and Greece. The Acropolis is a rocky mountain rising in the heart of modern Athens and crowned by 3 magnificent temples dating back to the 5th century BC. Parthenon is the most famous attraction. It is made up of 58 columns supporting a roof and decorated by decorative pediments and wall paintings. Parthenon served as a temple, fortress, a church and a mosque. A 2.5 kilometer walkway which connects Acropolis with other ancient attractions is said to be an archaeological importance like the ancient Agora, the Roman Forum, Keramikos and the temple of Olympian Zeus. Acropolis Museum. The Acropolis Museum was opened in 2009 and even today it is one of the Athens' most visited tourist attractions. Designed by Swiss architect Bernard Chisoumi, it is an ultra-modern glass and steel structure with light and airy exhibition spaces built specifically to display ancient finds from the Acropolis. The museum houses Marsoporus, a 6th century BC statue of a young man carrying a calf on his shoulders, the Caryatides and the Parthenon marbles. From the museum's cafe restaurant terrace, tourists and visitors can enjoy amazing view of the Acropolis itself. Hephaestus Temple. The Hephaestus Temple is located in the center of Athens and is the best preserved ancient Greek temple in the world. The temple is said to be the burial place of legendary Greek hero Theseus. The temple is dedicated to the god of blacksmiths Hephaestus. The temple is built almost entirely by marble and has 6 columns under the predimented ends and 12 columns on each side. These columns are intact even to this day and the government has preserved the temple as an archaeological site. Saunion. Saunion was an important ancient Greek pilgrimage to the gods Poseidon and Athena. The ruined temple is located above 210 feet from the sea on the cliff and mentioned in many Greek stories. This temple is said to be the first stone temple constructed for Athena, and another temple of Poseidon was being constructed but was destroyed before completion by Persians. The new temple was built by using marble. Since its location close to the sea, Saunion was a strategic place to control the movement of ships entering the Saronic Gulf. Mykonos. Mykonos is Greece's most glamorous island destination. Famous especially for after-dark activities centers on Mykonos town, the place is also famous for its boutique hotels, seafood restaurants and live music venues. There are a number of sandy beaches along the island's south coast, which are well connected, served by bus and taxi boat. The island is particularly popular with international celebrities. Important attractions like Santorini, Delphi, Meteora monasteries, Myratos beach, Samaria Gorge and Rhodes. Santorini. Santorini can be said to be the most beautiful of all the Greek islands. Santorini is best known for the cliff-top towns of Fira and Oia, which lie on the west coast, overlooking the Blue Sea. Made up of typical Cycladic whitewashed cubic buildings, many of which have been converted into boutique hotels with infinity pools. Both Fira and Oia are considered romantic destinations popular for weddings and honeymoons. There are many beaches with black volcanic sand on the south and east coast, and visiting the archaeological site of Akrotiri, an ancient Minoan settlement buried below lava following the volcanic eruption that created the caldera about 3600 years ago. The island has an airport and is served by ferries and catamarans from Athens port Piraeus. Delphi. Delphi is located on the Greek mainland. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Built on the lower slopes of Mount Parnassus, the site was sacred to the ancient Greeks. who came here on pilgrimages to worship Apollo and to ask advice from the mythical oracle. It is made up of the ruins of numerous temples, a theatre and a stadium. Nearby Delphi, tourists can visit the Delphi Archaeological Museum, displaying an impressive collection of findings of various excavations in the area. Meteora Monasteries. Meteora Monasteries are a collection of 6 monasteries situated in central Greece on the top of several rock pillars. The first monastery in Meteora was founded in the 14th century. Access to the monasteries was deliberately difficult, requiring either long ladders or large nets used to haul up both goods and people. Tourists and visitors to these monasteries should be healthy enough to climb up, but the view from the top gives a wonderful experience. Maitos Beach. Maitos Beach is located in the northwest of Kefalonia. Maitos Beach is a world famous beach for its magical colors of the water. The blue colors of the sea contrast sharply with the bright white of the smooth marble pebbles of the beach. The steep mountains and tall cliffs behind Maitos Beach also add to the beauty of the beach. Many tourists and visitors, majority from other European countries, visit there to bathe in the sun and to enjoy this beautiful view. The Samaria Gorge. The Samaria Gorge is a 16-kilometer long canyon in southwest Crete. Walking the Samaria Gorge is extremely popular, and more than 3 lakhs tourists and visitors visit the canyon and walk the distance each year. The walk takes 4 to 7 hours and passes through forests of ancient cypresses and pines, then cuts between vertical cliffs through the mountains to emerge at Aegea Romeli on the Libyan Sea. Rhodes. Rhodes Islands are located on the Aegean Sea close to Turkey. Rhodes is the largest of all the islands in Greece, and the town is a UNESCO listed and also one among the Greeks' top destinations. It is enclosed by an impressive fortification system, including monumental towers and gates built by the Knights of St. John after they took control of the island in the 14th century. The town is a car-free, and tourists can also visit nearby attractions including the Lindos and Marmaris on the Turkish coast, which can be visited by excursion boat. Rhodes is served by an airport as well as regular ferries from Athens port. Destinations like Corfu Island, Samos Beach, Lindos Beach, Salonika, Plaka, the Panathinaikos Stadium. Corfu Island. Corfu is one of the country's most visited island destinations. Located on the west coast of mainland Greece, Corfu town is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The reason being is the presence of unaltered Italianate architecture. There are many streets exclusive for pedestrians which will lead to the 16th century fortresses and the arcaded Liston. Corfu town is a popular charter base for yachts, sailing the Ionian and excursion boats offering sightseeing tours to Saranda and Brutint in nearby Albania. Samos Beach. The small island of Elafonisos houses the famous Samos Beach, which is often referred by the locals as the best beach in the country. The combination of calm waters, sand dunes and unique flora create an atmosphere that is appreciated by all. Members of all age groups can enjoy swimming or just playing in water. In the evening, the beach becomes even more wonderful with many music and dancing events. Lindos Beach. Lindos Beach is located in Rhodes. The beach is also called as the Palace Beach, and visitors and tourists can also visit a 4th century temple nearby the beach. Tourists and visitors can also rent a canoe or paddle boat to spend time floating on the calm sea. The nearby village of Lindos, a beautiful hillside settlement known for its whitewashed houses, cobbled streets, the local cuisine and souvenirs can also be visited. Salonika or Thessaloniki or Salonika is the country's second biggest city after Athens, located near the Aegean Sea in the northern Greece. Founded in 316 BC, due to its position close to both Bulgaria and Turkey, it has always been a crossroads of various cultures and religions. Its main sightseeing attractions are its UNESCO listed Byzantine churches, but there are other several Roman monuments including the Triumphal Arch of Galerius, the Rotunda, the 15th century White Tower of the seafront, and an excellent Byzantine museum, which is the largest museum of Greece, which houses an extensive collection of art including masterpieces of Greek art from all the periods, places of ancient Greeks. The planetarium is another important place to visit. Plaka. The area of Plaka is one of the most attractive districts of Athens. Under the slopes of the Acropolis, Plaka attracts all the tourists and visitors who visit Athens. Plaka is well known for its neoclassical mansions and houses many roofs from red tiles, its small winding roads with their steps, balconies with bougainvilleas, geraniums and jasmines. As a main tourist attraction of Athens, Plaka has a lot of shops, mainly with tourist items like Greek art shops, furs and jewelry shops. The Panathenaic Stadium. The Panathenaic Stadium symbolizes the ancient tradition of Athenian athletic competitions and its modern day rebirth as the Olympic Games. The stadium of all the Athenians is also known as Kalimarmaro, which means the structure made of fine marble. Over 2500 years ago, a small Athenian valley was transformed into a stadium for Pan-Athenian Games called Panathenaea. The planners took advantage of the natural curves of the land, building the stadium. During the Roman Empire, prominent Roman citizen of Greek descent Herodes Atticus restored the stadium once again. Today, the stadium is mainly used for tourism and special events. It remains a vital part of the Olympic Games. Every 4 years, the Olympic flame is brought to the stadium from Olympia to kick off the new Olympiad. The Greek Olympic Committee then passes the flame to the host country during a special ceremony. Destinations like the National Gardens, the Cretan Open Air Museum, Mount Pantocrator, Kolonaki and Corinth Canal. The National Gardens. The National Gardens, or earlier known as the Royal Gardens in Greece, is a peaceful green garden of 15.5 hectares in the center of the Greek capital. National Gardens, designed by Amalia, the first queen of Greece, it is an oasis in central Athens and is located directly behind the Greek Parliament building. The garden also houses some ancient ruins, tambours and many built columns, mosaics, etc. The garden also houses busts of many revered persons. The Cretan Open Air Museum. The Cretan Open Air Museum is another pride of Greece, which aims to promote the understanding and awareness of the Cretan folk culture heritage. The museum comprises many buildings and locations such as traditional dwellings like a farmer's house and a merchant's house, a chapel, windmill, olive oil press, wine press, alcoholic distillery, threshing floor, ceramic workshop, herbal garden, etc. Mount Pantocrator. Mount Pantocrator is a mountain located in northeastern Corfu. At 906 meters, approximately 2,972 feet, it is the highest mountain of the Corfu island. At the summit, the whole of Corfu can be seen, as well as Albania, which lies a short distance from the island. The walk to Pantocrator is also part of the Corfu Trail, an established walking guide around the island of Corfu, although they failed to maintain the paths, so walks such as Parthia to Mount Pantocrator are now nearly impossible to detect. Kolonaki. Kolonaki is the posh area of central Athens. The town is famous for rich people and also well known as a location of a number of foreign embassies and several archaeological schools like the American School, British School, etc. The city is also known for the concentration of many trendy fashion boutiques and many upscale cafes, bars and restaurants. The other places of interest nearby are the National War Museum, the Benaki Museum, Museum of Cycladic Art, Greek National Gallery, etc. Corinth Canal. The Corinth Canal is built through the Isthmus of Corinth. The Isthmus of Corinth connects the Peloponnese to the rest of the Greece. The canal is about 6.3 kilometers long and 23 meters wide. Visitors to the canal can get the best view of the canal from atop the bridge. The other places of interest nearby are the ancient Corinth, the Temple of Apollo, Corinth Archaeological Museum, Acrocorinth and Loutraki. To sum up, Greece is one of the popular destinations in the world. Many travelers from different countries and continents have visited Greece since a long time and amazed them with its wonderful art and architecture. Greece is also known as the birthplace of Olympic Games. Even to this day, the natural beauties, the historical sites and remains of many places and temples attract many tourists and visitors to the country. Greece is home to many destinations such as the Athens, Acropolis, the Acropolis Museum, the Temple of Hephaestus, the Sonian, island destinations like Mykonos, Santorini, Rhodes, Corfu, beaches like the Maitos, Samos, Lindos, etc. The other important places include the Salonika, Plaka, the Panathinaik Stadium, the National Gardens, the Cretan Museum, etc. Thank you for watching.